and there's no poof of purple smoke. So they have a big meeting again at the end when the captain of Torsk shows up with a big manila folder in his hands. And once again, all the other captains gave him all this grief. They're like, oh, you never got close enough, you didn't even try. We would have gotten you had you tried again. All he did is take this manila folder and throw it down on the table in front of all these captains. And in the side of that folder was a picture of the USS Forrestal, like right off of its bow. And it was totally a mic drop moment, and the captain of Torsk just turned around and left with everyone else in shock.
Torsk herself was decommissioned on March 4th, 1968. She had compiled at that time a very impressive record of 10,668 career dives, a record number of dives mostly attained from her role as a training vessel, where diving was a regular thing that they did all the time to train diving officers. But that number of 10,668 career dives is one of the highest totals of any fleet type sub, and in fact any submarine in the US Navy. And it's a record that will never be approached by any of the nuclear subs because they operate so differently and they dive much less than a diesel electric sub such as the Torsk.
A very eloquent fact that characterizes the Tench-class submarines is that one of these submarines is still in service. After having served for 27 years, Torsk was excluded from the list of warships of the US Navy in December 1971. In September of the following year, the submarine was transferred to the state of Maryland. Today, the submarine is permanently berthed in the Inner Harbor, the historic port of Baltimore.
I hope you enjoyed that, folks. That was actually, it was quite interesting. I thought so anyways. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to Notzer, and what he's done here, and we went over it yesterday morning, two other people, Sea Lord Mountbatten and Potato Quality, and it has to do with the Black Friday deals in World of Warships. He's got he may have a different spin on the Black Friday deals from the other two, Sea Lord Mountbatten and Potato Quality. And let's just see what he has to say. Comments, questions, just throw in chat for now, please.
Okay.
And enjoy.
I believe that if you would like to, you have the ability to spend about 5,000 doubloons and get the Dunkirk B, plus 2 Black Friday 2021 premium containers, which the premium containers actually give a decent chunk of... the premium containers give you a 12% chance to have the container drop a ship. So you get 2 of those, and the investment at that point is about 3,000 doubloons. So you can get, 2 premium containers, 10 days of premium account, 2 distant voyage containers, which they have a chance to drop a premium camouflage or special signal flags. You also have a non-premium Black Friday container, but it has a really low drop rate. So if I were trying to get the most out of it, if I was a new player, I think I would go and unlock the Dunkirk and I would buy all of those. The 5,000 and change. You would get a lot of value for it. If you are interested in obtaining certain ships, there's a lot of great ships available. You have Yoshino, you have Pommern, you have Loa-Yang, you have Jean Bar, you have the Kaga, Cossack, Alaska B, Scharnhorst, Massachusetts B, Tirpitz, Atago, those are pretty much the highlight ships to me. They are definitely the highlight ships to me because they are the most effective, and all of them are available. The ones that are on sale, you have Massachusetts B, the Scharnhorst, the Tirpitz. You also have the Cossack, the Kaga. Those are ones that that have the most bang for your buck when deciding. But honestly, if I'm being completely honest, there really isn't a bad pick here. These are all very effective ships. So overall, I think that, you know, people, I would pick the class that you love to play the most, and I would pick the highest tier that you can afford. That way you can get the most for your money. If you are a battleship player, either the Pommern or the Massachusetts. If you don't like secondaries, go Jean Bar. If you are a cruiser player, Yoshino is a great option. That's obviously a tier 10. Now, because it's a tier 10, it's a special ship. It's not really a premium income ship. So if you're looking for premium income from your cruiser, Alaska B is a great one. The Atago B is also another great cruiser. And the Atlanta it can be good in certain situations, but it is a glass cannon. For DDs, the Cossack, the Loyang, those are the two standout picks, in my opinion. The Sims and the Asashio are a little less standout. And then for the aircraft carriers, the Zeppelin is way better than the Saipan. The Kaga and the Zeppelin are the two best, probably being the Kaga B is the best aircraft carrier available. And then the Saipan brings up the rear. The Scharnhorst to me is a B+. It's above average. It does a good job. However, there are better ships available, and it's up to you whether you want it. Now, the thing that helps it is a 30% discount versus the 15, so keep that in mind. I think if I was a new player, though, I would do this, and I would get the Dunkirk B, and I would open my containers and see what I get. That's what I would do. Because you get 3 premium Black Friday containers. Each has a 12% chance to drop a ship. And then on top of that, you do get the Dunkirk B. So if you spend 5,000 doubloons, you can get potentially 4 Black Friday ships, or, you know, a guaranteed 1 ship, and then maybe a second Black Friday randomly. Now, obviously random, you could get a crappy ship. That is true. That's true. If you don't want to be random, then yeah, I would go for the cheaper, the deeper discount ones, and yeah. And think about mass because you can't buy her anymore. Yeah, that's another thing. You cannot buy the Massachusetts B. This is the only way you can buy it. Because of that, I would get it. If you don't have any Massachusetts, definitely get it. It is definitely a top tier 8 premium battleship. It is 100% top 5, at least, if not top 3. So yeah, I would definitely, Massachusetts falls in that category. Jean Bar falls in that category. No longer available, but you can absolutely buy it here. So I would definitely recommend those two. Obviously, Massachusetts is a little cheaper than Jean Bar, so there's that. So, you know, keep that in mind. Hopefully that helps you guys out, though, deciding on which ships you want to take. The ones that I would steer the clearest away, I feel like the Saipan, to me, the 3 weakest, it's the Saipan, the Atlanta, and the Asashio. Those are the 3 that are the weakest to me for the amount of money that you spend. The Sims is honestly the weakest one, but it's only 3,000 doubloons, 3,000 and 3,700. So it's honestly pretty cheap, and you can still play it as like a brawler and do quite well in a American DD for that.
Sorry, muted the mic, forgot. So there was an issue. The volume may have been a bit low. That should be fixed now. If not, let me know in chat. But now we're going to go to a video of Potato Quality where he's taking out the Burgoyne. And from what I remember from his perspective, this is one of his most favorite ships. So let me know what you think and enjoy, please.
Today we're talking about how you can get as much information as possible out of your battleship with no radar, hydro, anything like that. I really want to talk about, well, how I managed to do this. A blind shot on a destroyer that hasn't been spotted in around 5 minutes. Now, we got to back up to the beginning of this game because it was a solid game overall, and I wanted to show it to you guys. I haven't featured the Burgoyne for a little while, I think, so may as well talk about that to start with. Later on in the video, I'll talk more about positioning and understanding where a ship can or cannot be based on the information the game gives you based on detection and capping zones, that kind of thing, island usage, all that good stuff. But Burgoyne is a incredibly strong battleship, honestly. Its damage output is insane. It only has 380s at tier 10, but these are really good 380s. And of course, we all know about the reload booster that gives you the opportunity to really crush some broadsides. You can't really turn out against a Burgoyne without at least taking one salvo, maybe even two salvos from this thing. It's really good. And of course, you have some pretty solid HE to lean on as soon as you get into a situation where you can't overmatch or get broadsides, right?
So, Master,
That's really
based on your
useful
response,
against
that should be
battleships, mainly at
fixed.
tier 10,
Hoping it
of
is.
course.
Got my fingers
Assuming they're
crossed,
bow in,
and
you're gonna have a
thank you
tough time
for
doing damage with
posting.
the AP. There's no harm in switching to the HE. Personally, I don't really like to do it. I enjoy the damage output that I get out of AP more, but it is a useful tool to just keep in mind and have in your back pocket. Now, I did intend to push here pretty hard, but our daring did not go very aggressive here, which, you know, fair enough. We don't really have much information here. But it results in a Shimakaze actually dev striking a Minotaur to start the game off and getting 1 torpedo into me already. Given you only have 75-ish thousand HP on this thing at tier 10, it's a little rough to be eating that kind of damage early on. At least it's on the bow, so we do have the opportunity to heal that back a little bit more than if we would have taken it on the belt. Usually you do want to take it on the belt though, but the damage is a little bit more difficult to heal back than the bow damage, that kind of thing. Now, Minotaur Broadside, they've pushed the B cap very early in this game, so Burgoyne loves shooting at broadsides, but unfortunately, I actually missed this shot. I didn't quite lead it enough, but I do think we also got a little trolled on the dispersion there, much like in that earlier Stalingrad salvo, but a little further ahead, probably would have been a little bit better off on that particular shot. But our daring has now pushed very aggressively all by himself and spots the Shimakaze. So we know his torpedoes have passed. He's going to be reloaded soon-ish, but it gives us an opportunity to push up just a little bit and maybe get something done. These enemy team have really pushed into B. I don't know. Have you ever seen a team push B that hard, that quick in this game? I certainly haven't. This is a first for me. So I want to get out here in this middle gap or so and try and catch these guys as they try and turn out, because they're going to try and turn back to their spawn. I think that's pretty much guaranteed. I want to catch them. On the other hand, there's also a submarine that we know is getting into our back line, right? Just based on his last known position there. So it is time to move. We can't just sit behind that island, and we can't just reverse back out to catch these guys broadside. We must push forward here. It's a little risky, of course, given there's a Shimakaze and a daring and a submarine around. There's could be potential for torpedoes, but Burgoyne with its speed boost is so fast, and given that you use your rudder and your speed to also slow down, it's pretty hard to hit torpedoes on this ship. Sure, you don't exactly have hydro, you don't have the spotting for torpedoes, but leading this ship is pretty difficult. Now, we nearly take out the Minotaur in one salvo there. A much better shot on my part. And I was hoping to catch him there, actually, as well as shoot the Yoshino. I was getting a little bit greedy there. You could notice that I was locked onto the Yoshino. I wanted to get a few citadels into him, but then also clean up the Minotaur with an overpen, but that's not to be. Now, a Thunder flat broadside 7 kilometers. Yep, that's a dev strike. I don't think it showed up as a dev strike, so, you know, achievements are still broken. Perhaps that's why we no longer get flags from them, because they're not being fixed. So, but we will definitely take that. Burgoyne, not a guaranteed dev strike there by any means, given the wonky dispersion you can get, but the fast reloading guns do allow you to do some serious damage, even if you do get poor dispersion. Now we're getting towards the part of the game where we're feeling a little bit trapped in this corner. I gotta say, this is a rough position to be in, given that the enemy team has just decided to push through B and now to really just try and crush us down today. There's really not a lot of resistance by our team as they try and do this push. You'd really like to see some people in the spawn area, maybe around the H6-7 line, getting some cross shots in here, but that's not what we have. So we need to use these islands to our advantage. The Shimakaze, of course, is getting pushed back by our daring and our sub, which is honestly super appreciated. It does allow me to get into these islands here. You're going to see that a lot in a lot of my games. I do really, really like using islands, and not to push up to them and just sit there, but to use them to limit the number of people who can shoot at me. And sometimes, I guess, get some surprise shots on people who don't expect you to be there, or just at least allow you to get a little closer to get a little bit better dispersion on your shells, because of course you do have better dispersion at closer range. Now, there's a Yoshino turning out flat broadside yet again. Surely this is another big hit, right? Well, no, it's a battleship. You just can't rely on these guns at all. They do a lot of damage sometimes. Now he's a little bit more angled here, but again, we get a little trolled on dispersion, and our aim was a little bit too high. So again, another 4 overpens, but it's still okay damage given that each overpen is doing over 1,000 damage there. So we did over 10k to him at least, but not the salvo we're looking for, that's for sure. Of course, we do have to use our repair, double fire, and there's our dev strike on the Minotaur, even though he was below 50% HP. These achievements really are bugged. I hope they get around to fixing them, and I hope they can give us back some rewards out of these achievements, because I think that was a really cool way of celebrating achievements and getting different achievements in-game. I think it's really cool to give you different flags, different in-game items based on your performance in-game. It's cool. But seems like we're not going to that anytime soon. Now you're getting into what I wanted to talk about. The reason I showed you that clip at the beginning was so that we can get into this discussion about how do you deal with a destroyer as a battleship, and you're on low HP. How do you do this? This guy has all the advantages. We have no radar. Our destroyers they've been quite useful this game, to be honest, but they're not really going to be able to help us against this destroyer. So we fake and pretend like we're going in a straight line for a bit, long enough that we think he could torp us. And that's when we turn hard with our improved rudder shift, because I believe I am running rudder mod here, and of course speed boost, right? It's very difficult to torp this thing, and daring, of course, doesn't have the fastest torpedoes in the world, so it's going to be quite difficult for him to hit us. Now we know he entered the cap from the north. There's torpedoes like we expected. We know he entered the cap from the north, so we're keeping an eye on if we get undetected or not, and we need to keep an eye on the cap tick. So we know he's still in the cap, because the cap's contested at the moment. He still has his nearly half a cap in points, so we're trying to push him out, and it's really important to get him out of this corner north of this volcano. It is really the only spot that he could be if he's going to torp us from our left side. Now that we've gotten to this point, I want to pause it here just real quick. Our concealment, we know his concealment's around 6 kilometers, given that it's a daring. Our AA happens to match up with that, so we know he can't be in that corner. We know he's still in the cap, though, so we know he's gone south. And that is a little scary because there could be torps coming from there, but that's a really good way to just learn where somebody is, right? There's only so many places he can be in this cap, given that we've pushed in so aggressively. We know he's used 1 rack of torps, so we're not too concerned, but it is a little spooky for sure that he is not sending both racks at once, and he's staggering them out. That makes it a little more difficult to dodge, but that is why, if you're wondering, I slowed down and turned into him, right? I turned south here. As soon as my AA, or that 6-kilometer range, reached that little corner of that northern part of the cap there, that's why I turned and slowed down. I knew he was south, and I knew that it's possible he would torp me. Now, no torps ended up coming, and he's left the cap at this point. So,
Okay, I want to give you a little insight and history in this ship, the Burgoyne. Now, this was originally the Jean Bart, believe it or not. So the Burgoyne, in its present iteration, was originally the Jean Bart. And then they got this idea, well, we'll just slightly nerf it, put the Jean Bart at tier 9, and bring out the Burgoyne, which was the original design for the Jean Bart, call it the Burgoyne, and have it as a premium ship. So there's a little bit of war gaming history so that you're aware of how this ship came into existence. Let's go back to the video. Comments, questions, throw in chat, please.
we know that he's gone south somewhere. It's possible he moves up around this island. You know, he could take a route into our spawn and then come back up towards B, that kind of thing. But we would know that based on our detection. I think that this submarine isn't too close to us at the moment. So, you know, it's a bit of a gamble, but us still being detected gives me the thought that this destroyer has gone really far south and is maybe trying to wrap around the J line and come up behind us, that kind of thing, torp us from that side, maybe even get the cap again. So that's my thought process on where I think he is. And you notice this entire time, I'm constantly varying my throttle and my rudder here. Submarine ends up being in our detection range, but he wouldn't have been in our detection range for too long, given that we have 13.2 kilometer concealment, which is pretty good, honestly. That submarine was probably outside our detect, so I do think our logic was sound to consider where this destroyer was. Do we get any hits? And we get a few hits with our airstrike, which is quite nice. Of course, destroyers have a tough time killing submarines because it's so hard to push into them, but in the late game they can certainly do that. But really, as a battleship player, you do want to be keeping an eye out for those submarines. Your airstrikes are some of the best way to do damage to submarines. You just have the unfortunate inability to spot them. So when your DDs, when your cruisers, CV spots a sub, you should be on that airstrike as soon as you can. It's very, very important. Some more torpedoes come past, and we know based on the angle that he is in fact wrapping around behind us. Now again, we know his concealment is around 6 kilometers of concealment. So what does that mean? That means that we can actually put our AA range, which is 6 kilometers, right on the border, and we know he can't sneak past us then. So we know he has to be moving towards the J1 square, somewhere in there, wrapping around the cap. He's not in the cap because the cap is not being contested, and so then we can just bow into him. We know basically where he is, so the torpedoes aren't that scary. I mean, I know Daring has the single launch torps, but that'd be pretty greedy, and we are still varying our speed and our direction, so we shouldn't eat the Congo line of death, right? We should be okay against that. And all the while, we're stalling this DD, making him essentially a non-factor in this game while we assist in our teammates taking out the rest of the enemy team, who, again, they push B very aggressively. So our Daring takes out the Yamato, and now we pretty much know exactly where this DD is here. He has to be in front of us. I am pushing very aggressively here because I want to know that he's not in this corner. You can see me turning towards J1 here, and that's to get that 6 kilometer circle of our AA, which is again basically his detection zone. We're trying to get that as close to the corner as possible so that we know that he's not on our side. But at this moment, the cap starts getting capped. So we know he has to be in this little slice of the cap in front of us to our right here. We know he can't be in the farther right-hand side because we blocked him off from the south with our just proxy spotting him. And then, of course, he can't have gone through the islands in the G3 squares. He can't have gone through there because we've just been lit this entire time. There comes one rack of torpedoes. We know basically that he's within this little sliver of the cap. And, well, he's over 6 kilometers
Guy
away
does
from us.
excellent
At this point,
damage,
gonna pause it
186k
again
so
right
far.
before we shoot. He has to be here. Based on all the information that we've been given, which isn't very much, but based on how we've been playing, using islands, using detection, using the cap as a signal of where this guy is, he has to be in this little circle. There's nowhere else he can be. And of course, it is just a guess at the end of the day, but an educated guess based on Daring's speed and how long he had been in the cap zone, and that he was likely wanting to torpedo me. So he's probably broadside. He's probably partway into the cap. And there's 5 hits. Yep. So definitely luck involved there. However, there's a lot of thought that goes into that blind shot. And, you know, you're not going to hit those every time. I certainly don't. But it does feel really good to know what somebody's doing that well and use the information given to you in the game to basically cheat. I'm not cheating. I promise you that. This is just deductive
Nobody's
reasoning,
accusing
and then
you of
a
cheating,
lucky
sir.
shot
Just
based on all
relax,
of
stay
that
calm.
information
This
that I've
guy's a
been
good
given. And of
player
course,
and he speaks
it wasn't
well.
enough to
He
kill him, as Daring was very healthy. I'm not sure why he didn't really gunboat me down,
articulates well.
just given that Daring has some incredibly strong guns. Try and get a few more blind shots in on him as he goes dark. And this is pretty much the game. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this one. I tried to go into a little more depth on my thought process based on this shot, just because it was so ridiculous that I actually managed to land it. I take these shots a lot, but don't actually often land them. So for the one time
Gonna take
in
him out, yeah.
20, 30, 50, 100 that I land it, I figured I should make a video talking about the thought process on how to
Sweet
deal with
mother
the
of
DD
pearl.
in some of
Yeah,
these
good game,
one-to-one
but
scenarios.
200k,
Every
it's
situation is
excellent.
different, of
If you
course.
can do it,
You can't do
do
this
it.
every time, but in this
Okay, credits were 705,000 in that game, which is pretty friggin' decent. Very interesting. So he's done a video on, he likes battle, okay, this is a German battle cruiser, Prince Ruprecht, which cruisers are my game. I love cruisers. That's what I like playing, and we'll get some games in after. There's a couple videos I want to show. But first and foremost, let's go back to Potato Quality, because he posted on November 18. And this is the title of this video, Wooster. I've got the Wooster. We have somewhat, it's the way I've got it outfitted is for just certain scenarios. It's not my type of cruiser because I'm a run and gun type player. So I like to be out in open water, on the move all the time, and working it that way. So Wooster, I've got it set up quite differently and have to alter my game style in order to make it effective for me. But let's see what he's done. He states in the title, my favorite cruiser in random battles. So let's see what he's got to say about this ship.
one of the ships I consider to be in the top tier.
Any questions,
of all ships
comments,
in this game, and
opinions,
that
just
is
throw
the
in
Wooster.
chat.
And
Greatly
this ship
appreciated, folks.
has been out for a while, and honestly, I thought it would receive some nerfs when it came out. Truly, I did, but that hasn't really happened. So this ship is just insane, and it really comes down to the fire rate and the ability to slot IFHE, so then you pen 32 millimeters of armor. You just melt everything. The HE DPM is ridiculous on this thing. You even have more range base than a Des Moines does, right? That's something that Des Moines has issues with, right? Is you get all this DPM, but of course you do struggle with range a little bit, and some floaty shells on the Des Moines as well. But oftentimes you just run range on the Des Moines and then you're pretty comfortable. But the Wooster has enough range that you don't have to run that, so you just gain extra DPM by the way of this pretty decent base range. And that allows you to run reload mod, which I'm running here. And of course with IFHE it has been nerfed over time just because the fires that you would get along with the pen is pretty insane, but honestly it's still worth running in my opinion, at least for the way I like to play the game. And I value raw alpha damage over randomized dots. And considering the fire rate and how many shells you're going to be hitting on people, personally, I think on average, you're going to get fires anyway. And all that fire chance goes to waste as soon as you're hitting areas of the ship that are already on fire. Of course, you have a 0% fire chance if the section of the ship you're hitting already has a fire. That's my thought process, at least. But that said, I think that both are good. You don't have to run IFHE, that's for sure. And honestly, there are several very good arguments that a lot of my friends have made to me that I should be running a non-IFHE build, trying to go for more fires, just because you pen battleship superstructures already, and you pen 30 millimeters of armor, so that's most cruisers. So on battleships, it's very easy to hit superstructure anyway, so you don't really need it. But for me personally, I just like using the IFHE a little bit more. It gives me a little more flexibility to farm battleships, and some of the ones that maybe have a little bit smaller superstructures. Georgia, of course, probably has one of the biggest superstructures in the game, so we don't need it necessarily on this flank, but this damage output is just ridiculous. You do have to get used to the lead, of course, right? Getting used to that is a little bit tricky, just because the shells do tend to stay in the air for a long time, but it's nowhere near as bad as something like the Colbert, for example. And as an added bonus, you do get higher caliber than something like a Colbert or Smolensk, so at closer ranges, you're a pretty solid AP threat as well. But you don't really want to get into those close ranges. You're not a Des Moines. You don't have those heavy AP shells that are going to give you improved auto bounce angles. You're not really looking to take those fights. In fact, you usually lose to a Des Moines in a close range engagement. At longer ranges, I'd say a Worcester would win just because of the DPM advantage, but at closer ranges, you got to be careful, especially around Des Moines. So finding islands like this one, obviously we're very fortunate that we had our destroyers come out and spot for us, so that is nearly 100k damage already. This is going to be a good game, guys. And honestly, this map is pretty much perfect for the Worcester, just because of how many islands there are and that your shells can get over all of them. It's really not that hard to make use of the islands on this map. It's very, very, very good for a ship like this from both sides. There's really good positions all around the map for something like the Worcester. Now, aiming behind islands is a little bit tricky. Definitely consider something like the spotter plane Worcester to be a bit of a meme, but it would be useful in this situation, allowing me to get a little bit more precise with my aim. I am, of course, using my mini-map to aim, in case you're wondering. I'm not really looking at the screen ahead of me. I'm looking at the X on the mini-map, trying to use that to determine where I should place my shells. And we're finally getting some hits in, and yeah, just starting to do some more damage. I think something like the Worcester actually could be played open water as well. You don't have to use islands. The ship is maneuverable enough that you can get away with some open water, gunboating, that kind of thing. The weird thing about this ship is the stepped citadel. It actually doesn't have a consistent citadel all the way to the back of the ship. The rear turrets or so, the citadel dives below water. So when you're aiming at a ship like this, you tend to need to aim towards the front part of the ship. The superstructure and the front turrets have a slightly above water citadel, but behind that, the rear turrets, you get a little bit below water. So that really helps you out a lot in situations where you're trying to dodge, you're trying to kite away. It makes it very difficult to actually hit the citadel when you're kiting. Of course, pushing into a Georgia is certainly not recommended, given he overmatches us everywhere, but he has pretty slow shells, so we can do some dodging here and try and get ourselves to the next island. Now, of course, trying to get to that island right in front of me, because the enemy team has to push into B or try and gain some ground somewhere. And of course, getting to the middle of the map as a insane damage dealer DPM ship is really, really strong. We just have to make it through this Georgia's fire, which is a little scary, admittedly, but we are trying to dodge as much as we can. We're slowing down, we're turning in, we're doing everything we possibly can to avoid shells when they're coming. And we're giving up DPM for that, but I think that is entirely worth it to try and dodge as many shells as possible. Georgia is doing a great job of leading, though. He knows that I'm going to be dodging, so he's not leading to where my ship would be if I went in a straight line. Something I talk about a lot in my aiming video, which is basically a year old at this point. And that was a while ago that I made that one. But people are, even before that, I'm not saying this guy is doing what I said, obviously. That's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is it's sound advice to not shoot where somebody
Yes, we understand that. It's not an egoic statement, so that's understood.
Is going, shoot where they're going to dodge to. Try and predict people. That's what I'm saying is something you should be doing. Just like this Georgia is doing a great job of at this point. And we're barely just sneaking past a lot of these shells. A little better RNG on his part, and we definitely would have taken some more pain, a little more damage. But we make it to the island just fine. And to be honest, pushing into a battleship is not what you want to be doing in a booster. Kiting them definitely works, but that kind of push is certainly scary, and we got a little bit lucky on that one. But now that we're here,
this is where this ship really excels, taking out the DDs.
Pretty much cut off the
Its
entire
rate
map.
of
So
fire
long
and
as our
amount of
team is
guns
able to
just
hold
friggin'
and
obliterate
spot
these
for us, I
DDs like
think
nothing.
we have a great opportunity to kill almost everyone. Unfortunately, I can't risk pulling out of here just because there's a Thunder around, but this position, well, you can see how we're able to just lob shells over these islands. There's so many positions like this all around the game that it really enables a lot of these, well, low caliber, high DPM ships with pretty floaty shells to be some of the best ships in the entire game. Of course, on maps like Ocean, it does get a little bit harder, but I actually haven't seen Ocean in an incredibly long time, so it's really rare to get scenarios like that. You're more often than not going to get islands that you can use. I am trying to get these over, but of course, we're a little bit too close to this island, so we have to wait a little bit, but there are ships farther away, and of course we can lob and get at those ones. Now, the Worcester, of course, would be better played in a division. This is a ship that scales incredibly well when you play it in a division, especially with a destroyer, for example. Someone who's going to smoke up, or someone who's just going to spot for you, that kind of thing. It is really strong in those scenarios. But I often play this game solo, and even in solo play, I want to show that this ship can be incredibly good. This is oftentimes my go-to cruiser if I just want to farm damage. Even though there are better ships, maybe, that farm more damage theoretically, something like a Henry or Colbert or Des Moines, that kind of thing, I just find this consistent DPM, this consistent damage, that's very easy to use and easy to get over islands, is just good in more situations. I don't have to look for the right scenario of people pushing into me. I don't have to look for the right islands, that kind of thing. I just find this ship incredibly good across most maps and most situations in the entire game. So that's why I tend to, I don't know, go towards this thing when I'm trying to farm damage, or I'm trying to play a cruiser just to torture some battleships, let's be honest. That's really what you're doing when you're playing some of these HE spamming cruisers. And what do we got? We have a Musashi, and this guy is going to get torn up because Musashi, like Yamato, has a 32mm upper belt armor. So, of course, we're going to shatter on the 57mm deck, but as long as we're aiming for the 32mm parts, the bow, the stern, upper belt, and of course the superstructure, we're going to get some pretty insane damage. All we need is spotting. Like I said, is if you can get someone in your division to spot for you, this thing is awesome. And of course, I mean, not recommending you division with carrier players. We don't want to associate with those. That's a joke, by the way, but there's a small truth to that. You can div with carrier players, obviously, and do incredibly well, just because the AA on this thing is really strong when you have defensive fire up. Of course, it's not going to be perfect all the time, but you're at least not going to be the first target of the enemy CB. That's for sure in a ship like this. In the old days, this ship, of course, would have shredded a ton of the RTS carriers' planes, full squads, entire strikes could not get through this thing. And that was definitely used quite well back in when I was playing Kings of the Sea in RTS carrier days. We had a lot of fun with that one. Trying to send people in, create all these anti-AA zones, anti-plane zones, that kind of thing. It worked really well, but now it is just decent AA. It's not as insane as it used to be, but still good, still very good. And of course, the damage output has not changed at all. So this Musashi getting absolutely roasted. We do have to be worried a little bit about his salvo here, but we're pretty angled, and of course battleships just suffer from horrible dispersion, so we're not really that worried. If he hits our belt armor, it's going to bounce or just overpen like that. And if he aims for our bow citadel, it's very unlikely he'll hit that just because it's a battleship, right? So we're not terribly scared in that scenario, at least considering we can duck behind an island. I wouldn't want to sit out in front of this guy forever, but I can manage a single shot or two, that kind of thing. Taking out the Musashi now, we're up to 223,000 damage. We finally get our first kill. And we're still losing this game pretty much, right? We're down on
223,000 is actually friggin' excellent.
On spotting.
Very, very
points
good.
For now, but yeah, it's not looking so hot. Our team is kind of penned in a pretty rough spot, so we're probably going to lose our Freddy here soon. And of course, the Shima in our back line is a very rough thing to deal with. I'm hoping to just support this Cossack. I'm not going to push out here. I'm looking for ways to impact the game a little bit more, get my damage output on a little bit easier. So I'm hoping this Cossack does dodge the Torpedoes, and I'm hoping he goes and spots the Shima. That's really what I'm looking for. Whenever you have DDs around on your team, on your flank, you do want to take a break from all that farming you're doing of battleships and try and help them win their fights, because assuming they can spot for you, that kind of thing, you're definitely going to have more success in a lot of games. And speaking of the Shima in our backline, that is a double strike. So now we're pretty much left alone with a Cossack for help, and he does spot the Shimakaze. So we need to try and help him with this fight, and unfortunately our radar is on cooldown. So we're going to try and blind fire, of course. This is something you should be doing. It's very annoying for DD players, but you should be trying to blind fire DDs as much as you can. Do as much damage as possible just because they're so impactful. And, well, there goes our Cossack. So now we officially are left alone. So solo warrior opportunity.
He is on his own, boys. He's on his own.
Guys. This is a loss for sure. But we've got 223k, and I think a great showcase of what the Worcester is capable of. And now all that's left is to just YOLO out and try and get as much damage as we can. Here I'm very much hoping that the entire rest of the enemy team is behind this island to my left. That's why I'm going to try and hug the island close and try and take this 1v1 with the Thunderer. Again, this ship does take damage. You do get overmatched, but I mean, assuming you're wiggling and angling, it's going to be really difficult for a battleship to citadel you. But unfortunately, the Georgia actually stayed. He came back, so now we are definitely caught in a crossfire, and we are definitely dead. But we're getting a lot of AP damage out before we do die. So that's 250k. We got, what was that, 25k into that Thunder before we died. That's pretty solid stuff, considering we only had to shoot him for like 20, 30 seconds, that kind of thing. Unfortunate loss, but hey, those happen, right? It's an online multiplayer game, and I'm not in a division. As far as the build that I'm running on the Worcester, this is what it looks like at the moment. I am trying to get as much damage as I can. So we're actually taking heavy HE, we're taking IFHE, like I talked about earlier, AR, Concealment, we're taking Consumables Enhancements, trying to get more time on that radar. It's a very strong thing to get
and
on
gun
something
feeder.
that fires so quickly.
Oh
right?
no, incoming fire alert.
Radar, and
Cool.
I am taking incoming fire alert. It's nice for when you're really just tunnel visioned on farming a battleship and somebody tries to cross map you. You just get that early warning. I think it's a bit of a gimmicky.
Okay, let me know what you think in chat, folks. Actually, he's a good player. Plays very well. So he's got a video came out on the 16th on Prince Ruprecht, which a ship that interests me. We may entertain that a little bit later in the stream, but I'm going to start up the game client, and let's get a couple games in. Go to we got naval battles going on. Today's Sunday, and I haven't done any for the clans, so I've got to look at how I can help there and see how it fits in with the ships I'd like to showcase with anybody watching right now. So let's go to the live screen now. And of course, you have any questions, concerns, opinions, please just post in chat. Any issues with the audio or the video, let me know, because I've done a ton of changes. So It's always a work in progress. Say good day to everyone in the chat. Okay, so we got the MOSFOP. So I got to check Naval Battles here. Let's see what I can do to help the clan. Now, Naval Battles are we're in good shape, so don't have to do too much. Double bonus for French cruiser. Cool. And also Japanese cruiser. Okay, so if that's the case, let's do the Yoshino. See if we can get a good game. A lot depends on the team. Let's just cycle down. Cycle down. Where art thou? Where art thou? There art thou. Okay, Yoshino, can we put some flags on her? What do you think? We got room for any more flags? We have any more flags to throw on there? It doesn't seem like it. So without further ado, let's go into a random battle in the Tier 10 Yoshino. Any questions, concerns, you got opinions, just throw in chat. And remember, Bob's your uncle. Why do I say that? Because Bob's everybody's uncle. That way nobody gets offended. Enjoy, folks. Okay, we got a mix of 8, 9, and 10. This ship's very vulnerable to the torpedoes, and we've got a lot of torpedo boats, especially the Howland and the Asashio, but the Asashio won't affect us. His torps won't work on us. But the Marceau can move around quick, the Howland, and that's what we've got to worry about. This ship is very susceptible to torpedo strikes. Just can't locate them. And it's got a friggin' huge turning circle. It's a Royal PETA in game. You've got to be very careful. So I just posted in chat, going to sea, let the teammates know. Hopefully we got a good flank on the starboard and the port side. Hopefully guys understand how important flanking is to create potentialities to derive a win. That's what it's all about, folks. You want to win, but the most important thing about this, you just want to have fun. Some guys just take it too friggin' seriously. You put pressure on yourself to try to get damage or something else, but you know, just play smart, have fun, help your team, and remember, if you're dead, there's a you know, when you're dead, there's a high chance that you're not going to win. So staying alive is very important. Survivability rate, I think, is more important than win rate, especially with the meta as it is right now. Teams are wonky. Guys will do some strange things. Got to remember, we've got like normally 12 guys. We don't this time, but you normally have 12 guys, and everybody's got a different viewpoint of how to play this game. Take a lucky blind strike on that Wichita. I don't know if it's going to work, but we'll see. So we got 50, under 50 seconds now for our torps to be ready. Great torps on this thing, great distance. Of course, we got somebody shooting here. We might just run into them. No, they're going to run short. Okay, cool. Coolio. See if we can get a shot in this Pommern. Not sure what it is that's shooting at us. Just can't see him.
Enemy cruiser sighted.
See if we can get. Oh, it's a Kutuzov. Okay, cool. We should be swinging out the other way, but what are you gonna do? We got one fire going. There's the Yoshino. Just no idea which way he's going. Okay, we're going to take this time to swing our guns around. Turrets are very slow on this ship. Turning circle is huge. Turrets are very slow. You really have, you're most vulnerable turning in this ship. We're not going to make the turn. As I said, a huge turning circle on this bugger. Cool. Okay, Asashio B's there. I just can't get a shot on him. I could have gone around, but if I went the other way, I put myself into a bad position to get friggin' nailed by this Palmer. We don't want that. Of course not. Hopefully my torps may hit something. Turrets are finally around now, so that's good. So I don't know if we can get some torps on this friggin' Palmer or not. Let's see. Let us see, monsieur.
Enemy destroyer sighted.
Hopefully my, crap. Turrets are gonna take too long to get around. I gotta watch turning here. He's friggin' switched gears and going forward. Can't get him. Oh well. Not much you can do, folks. Not much you can do. Our oil land is dead by an Asashio? That's weird.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
See if we, oh, he's gone. Palmer's toast now. See if we can get some hits on the Yoshino. Hopefully somebody can flesh out this ship at sea. I really don't want to go in there too deeply. Because there is something that's got HE. I don't know what it is. We're down 4 ships. They're only down 2. Which is not a good sign, monsieur. Not a good sign. Should we gamble? Good question. We got a Yagumo here. I got to try and protect him. Got full health, so that's good. Okay, there's the Kutuzov. Still waiting for the guns to get around. I'm in range of the Yoshino from the other team, so I gotta be careful here. Ah, frig. No radar, can't see this guy. We got around. I got AP loaded now. Just waiting for it. Should be ready as soon as we get around this friggin' little island. He's got, frig. Just gotta take a blind shot, see if I can get him. Yeah, I did. Okay, cool. We got another Yoshino here. Whoopsie. Yeah, I got a Citadel in the Yoshino. Cool.
Torpedoes, dead ahead.
We're gonna eat a torp here.
Problem solved, sir.
Got some good damage on the Kutuzov. Like to finish him off. Got him. Let's switch to HE. No torps there.
The ship is on fire.
I'll wait for HE to load up. See if I can see where this guy may be. Okay, cool. Nah, didn't get anything on him. Not a thing, Gov. Not a thing. See if we can see where he is. I got a hit on him.
Problem solved, sir. Torpedo tubes destroyed.
Here we go. We got a hit in the Asashio.
The enemy is about to
Got a
win.
couple of hits on him. Hopefully our teammate can finish him off. If not, hopefully I can. What's this? I'm the only guy left? Holy crap. Holy crap, holy.
Enemy cruiser detected.
Holy crap, holy. This is not looking good, folks. Not looking good. As I said, you're pretty much dependent on your team here. And this is not a good ship to be the last survivor in. But yeah, we've got only 65 points. They've got 834, so you know what's going to happen here. Plus, they got all the caps. Come on, baby.
Destroyer detected. Torpedoes, direct front.
We're going to eat one.
Hull breach. We're
Come on,
taking on
baby.
water quickly.
Let's load them up.
Enemy destroyer detected. Problem solved, sir. Torpedoes, direct front. We're hull below
Got
the
the
water
kill.
line. We're flooding quickly.
I'm going to flood out. Game over, boys. I'm flooding out. Game over. Not much you can do. Not much you can do. Guy posted in chat, do you want to become famous? Why would anybody want to become famous? Like, who gives two flying frigs? You know what I mean? Like, who really cares? So, not a bad game, not a great game. Our team just friggin' fell by the wayside. Happens a lot. That's why I say survivability rate's more important than win rate. You're gonna get guys that friggin' stat shame you with win rate in game, so don't let it bug you. Just relax, find your niche, find your spot, get comfortable, and just enjoy yourself. That's the most important thing you can do. We came number 1 overall. Not a great game overall because, you know, the team effort was lackluster at best. So let's go back to port. Okay, folks, so what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to take a 10-minute break. What time is it now? Okay, we got enough time for another game. 10-minute break, and have a smoke. Maybe fit in 2, depending how quickly I puff them. I know smoking's no good. I don't encourage anyone to smoke, but what can I say? So questions, comments, just throw in chat. We'll be back after, and we'll go in game. Enjoy. Talk to you soon. Listen, sorry I was muted. So why don't I play the video of the Prince Ruprecht? You can watch that while I'm having a smoke break, and then when I come back, then we'll go on to battle. So without further ado, any questions, comments, opinions, just throw in chat. Greatly appreciated. And talk to you soon, folks.
I went for it. I went and bought myself up to the tier 9 on the new German battlecruiser line. The Prince Ruprecht is a incredibly good secondary ship. These secondaries are probably the best secondaries I've ever used in the game, including ships like I've featured recently, the Flandre and GK, Pommern, these pretty stereotypically amazing secondary battleships. They don't really compare to this thing, and that really does come down to this incredible combination of accuracy and pen, right? So Germans, of course, on their secondaries get a quarter pen, meaning these 105s pen 26 millimeters, I believe, base. And then if you do like I do, and I think most people, you take IFHE, and that'll bump your pen up over 32 millimeters. So you absolutely shred anything that comes into contact with you. And of course, the best thing about this line is the concealment, honestly. Having this 12-kilometer concealment, or I guess 12.2 or 3 on this ship, and a 12-kilometer range on these secondaries, they become your primary armament. I've found the guns to be pretty lacking. I've found their pen and dispersion to be just kind of wonky. They feel pretty low power as far as 406s go. I'd honestly rather have the 380s out of the French battleships. Probably the Italian battleships as well, because these 406s are not good. But the secondaries, right? The secondaries, that's what we got to focus on. And they are good. Unfortunately, this Freddy is stuck bow in to a smoked up Ruprecht. So we're going to just be able to light him up for an incredible amount of secondary damage. We've already activated Lucians, and these secondaries are just insane. I am running a full build for them. I am trying to maximize the secondary output as much as I possibly can, and that definitely includes Lucians. Something that is a little bit odd about these ships that I've noticed is their inability to stop. They seem to be very slippery in the water. It's kind of odd. They don't actually accelerate all that quick either, but they're just really, really slow to slow down. Now we get ourselves a broadside Moskva, which should be just the freest kill, right? But no, 2 overpens. So inconsistent guns, but you do get these secondaries for sure. And if you do find yourself in a smoke like this, and even if there's a broadside Moskva at 9 kilometers, it's surprising, but the correct play might actually be to not shoot. Just stay dark and continue to use these secondaries. Now, the torpedoes on this ship are decent. I've got some pretty hilarious hits or kills every once in a while. You just kind of throw them into open channels and gaps, that kind of thing. They are not really preemptive torps. They're not torps that you're really going to be shooting off at, like, with intentions of hitting anything. It's mainly just, oh, if a ship ends up here eventually, oh, we might get a hit. That is how I've been using them, and they work pretty well for that, honestly. And you can see we just go dark. We can disengage so easily, assuming there's not, you know, stealthy destroyers or cruisers around. This ship is incredibly good at using island cover and maintaining its stealth and getting these secondaries into the fight. It's really, really good at that. Of course, the trade-off is this very low HP pool. This is the first ship where you're really starting to feel that. Of course, this is arms race. We have 70,000 right now. But once you get into a normal game, you're going to have around 63,000 HP. So at Tier 9, that's starting to hurt a little bit, especially considering the Z10 or the Tier 8 battleship has around the same HP as you. So it's at the 9 and 10 mark, you're starting to feel that lower HP. But secondary damage, 73k, and some fires yet too. So we're getting close to that 100,000 mark, which is honestly a ton of fun out of the secondaries. But again, the main guns are a little bit lacking, right? You have to be okay with that to get this level of secondary power. But given the concealment of this ship, you are able to push into situations that, honestly, I wouldn't feel all that comfortable pushing into with the normal German battleships. Here, we managed to nearly make it to this island, this incredibly powerful island, outside the ACAP. This is always a difficult position to get into just because you're usually spotted and it's very open until you get to this island. So it's a dangerous thing to try in the normal German battleships or a lot of other ships, honestly. But with these, I just feel so confident to push in because I know that my concealment is going to let me get to places before people even know that I'm going to be there, right? Ships like this Missouri, he's not even got his turrets turned yet for us. So it's really, really strong. But of course, the downside is that you don't have the armor of something like the Freddy, let's say, or the Pommern, right? You have a much smaller superstructure, which is very nice. That's usually where the German battleships take most of their damage. But you're not as tanky as the regular German battleships, that is for sure. You can still bounce some shells and get some potential damage, but the bow armor and the stern armor being only 27 millimeters means you're going to get overmatched. 30 millimeter icebreaker that's not very big. Yeah, you're taking a lot of pain in this thing. I've noticed that at least when I'm bow in, I take a lot of extra damage. There I was broadside enough. That's fair enough. No turtleback. We're going to eat some citadels for sure when you give broadside. But being at maybe a 25, 20 degree angle, bow into someone, I've taken some pretty hefty salvos, 10, 15k from other battleships. Even things like Stalingrad's, that kind of thing, are getting huge pens in on me. Of course, torpedoes and hydro are a pretty hilarious combination when DDs try to YOLO you. Yeah, this poor Udalai tries to throw his ship away just to get rid of me, and unfortunately for him, our secondaries are going to take him out. And I'm actually running the rudder shift upgrade on this ship, and that allows us to dodge a lot of torpedoes. This ship has, I think, an even worse torpedo belt than the normal German battleships. I actually haven't looked into it, but even if it is better or similar, you have just so much less HP that every torpedo hit just feels that much worse. We get the ultimate RNG salvo on the Buffalo, where everything misses but a single citadel. So we'll take it, but at the same time, it's like, really? We missed that many shells? This is an incredibly dumb push, right? This is like, the Udaloi forced us out of the position we wanted to be in, right? That's a very strong island to hold. But now we're in the middle of the open, facing off against a Missouri and an Iowa. Of course, they overmatch us in quite a few different areas. And all the ships south of A are able to shoot at us as well. We're taking a lot of damage here. And yet, we're still looking all right. This Missouri is taking some serious pain from our secondaries, and assuming our team is able to put some real work into these guys as they try and kill me, I might actually be able to go dark here. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm considering that I have a 12-kilometer detect, 12.2, whatever it is. But we actually are very, very close to being undetected, and that's why I'm not going to shoot here. I don't think it's worth it to shoot at this guy and get that 20-second debuff when these torpedoes look like they're pretty good on target for this Iowa. So that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping to be able to go dark here and get away with at least a little bit of HP. And he goes down to the torps. We do get a fire on us. Torpedoes coming. They actually run out, so we get very lucky there that they run out. And we're actually still dark. Even with this fire on us, there is nothing able to spot us. That is the value of this incredible concealment and secondary range. You can leave your secondaries on something to try and finish them off, and then because you're not getting that debuff from shooting to your concealment, as soon as they die, you can actually go dark and just slip away. It's really cool. There's a lot of thought that goes into brawling in this ship, right? When you brawl in a Kurfürst or something like a Freddy, the normal German battleship line, it's more, okay, can I go in now and be spotted and shot at a whole bunch without, and get some damage and do some work before I die? Whereas these ships feel a little bit more like hit and run ships, where you take a really bursty engagement with these secondaries and torpedoes, and then you just try and go dark. Of course, the guns can, you know, if you get very lucky, work, but that's like the only salvo I've ever had that's done that damage like that. So again, Battleship, it's full of RNG, right? We expect that. But this is a very fun ship and a very fun line as I've gotten used to it. I was very frustrated with the armor and the lack of tankiness at first, but as I'm learning how to play this more hit and run style and use the concealment, use the strengths of the ship, it's just only gotten better and more fun for me. So definitely a great line to go up once it gets released next month. For those of you that are waiting for it, this is a lot of fun. It's a very different play style as far as the brawling is concerned than the normal German line, but I think that's a good thing. This ship really is a ton of fun to play, and this right here is the build that I'm running on it. I don't know if it's quite the right one, but it very much is all in on these secondaries, getting the extra range, damage, and reload on them as much as we possibly can. The accuracy, of course, is very important. I'm taking Emergency Repair Expert over Fire Prevention, and that's because we have the fast acting damage controls. I didn't really talk about this, but it really does allow you to push in and feel confident in using your damage control, right? You're not having that 80-second reload to get it back again, of course. You get a much shorter cooldown. I believe it's around 40 seconds or so. And of course, Concealment getting us that awesome 12.2 kilometer detect with these 12-kilometer secondaries. Very, very fun to have that extra, that instantaneous secondary power as soon as you get spotted by a large ship. Of course, you can get spotted by destroyers or smaller cruisers without them getting detected. So then your secondaries won't work and you'll be detected. But you run into a battleship, you run into a heavy cruiser, you're basically getting your secondaries all the time. And here's the build, right? We're running Auxiliary Armaments Mod 2. We're going all in on these secondaries. Concealment, of course, trying to get that nice pairing of concealment and secondaries. I'm running steering gears, but honestly, Prop Mod has me interested just because of wanting to use islands and accelerating, that kind of thing is quite nice to have. I don't think Damage Control System Mod 2 is worth it, honestly, on this line. Just because you have these fast damage control teams, right? 38-second reload on this build right here, considering I believe we have a flag. That's why we're getting that little bit extra. But usually 40-second reload time. It's very nice to have. Secondary battery mod, pretty standard. Damage Control System Mod 1, pretty good. You could think about Hydro mod, but I haven't run it here. And Auxiliary Armaments mod. That is what I'm running so far. And it's been a ton of fun. But just to let me show you where you're getting a bunch of damage in, if you angle like this, yeah, you're getting your secondaries off. It's all good. But yeah, this is a large weak spot, right? So that's what you're going to have to worry about. I've thought about going stern in a little more often. You can see that the weak spot is far, far less here. We do get a 32 mil deck, right? So we get decent ability to bounce shells from the stern. So I've been considering doing the stern in play rather than the bow in play, but given your concealment and your ability to push, you're probably going to be bow in a lot more. So just be aware, you're taking a lot of damage here for sure, but a much smaller superstructure than its counterparts, right? Let's just flip over to the Freddy real quick. Yeah, that's a pretty large difference in superstructure size. So you're a little weaker on your hull, but you don't have this massive weak spot that the normal German battleships have. And just to round it out real quick, I'll show you what the Schlieffen looks like with its armor real quick. It looks like it's going to be a lot tankier, just because, yeah, 60 and 100 here, and it goes much higher up. So you still have this little weak point of 27, but that's going to be much harder to hit than what the Prince Ruprecht has to deal with. You do get a bigger superstructure because of this, though, and of course you do also get a 50mm deck instead of 32, so much tankier overall, but at tier 10 with 76,000 HP, not the best. Not the best, of course, but I'm very excited to try this thing out. After playing the Prince Ruprecht, I cannot wait to get my hands on the Schlieffen. So expect that to come when these ships finally release. But for now, Prince Ruprecht is a ton of fun, and the entire line so far seems pretty good. I have only played one game in the Zeta, and I was very excited to play this thing. But you can expect a video on the tier 8 coming up eventually. But my first game didn't go so well, so we'll see how that turns out in the future. But for now, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Gibraltar. And you know, the only videos that come up are like people screaming in their YouTube titles, so I just couldn't click on it. It's like anti-clickbait. It's kind of weird. Kind of weird champ, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh shit!
There's no like Flammo review which I can actually watch.
What you see? I'm looking at it now. Pet Gibraltar is a monster. Gibraltar, AP monster.
Yeah, exactly.
Gibraltar, the perfect cruiser. Where's caps lock everywhere? They're just shouting. They're just shouting at me.
I don't know, man, but every person I've actually like talked to says it's not that good. So I don't think it's that
Yeah,
good.
everyone I know who like I figure is actually quite good at the game. They all say it's eh. It's like it's pretty eh.
I don't know, man. It's AP only. I can't see it. I don't know if it's good or not. I don't know if it's good, but I can't.
I'm not saying it's bad, but no one's been like, whoa, us who's actually good has been, whoa, it's so amazing. It's just been like, well, it's
I don't know, man. If I look on YouTube, everyone's saying it's turbo broken, man, in full cam, so I don't know.
To be fair, that I remember seeing after I was kicked from the CC program, people were reviewing the Austin, and they were good. They were making these feeds where, oh my god, how dumb is Wargaming? This thing is so overpowered. And the funny thing was Wargaming had forgot to remove access to my press account. They removed press account. Yeah, they removed access to the EU press account, but they'd forgotten that I requested a Russian press account. So I still had access to like all the test chips and stuff. So I was playing Austin myself on my Russian press account, like in secret, for a couple of months. And I was like, this ship is kind of junk. Like it's fun when you have the reload booster, but the rest of the time it's literally the worst tier 10 cruiser in the game. And then thank you, Anselm Freddy. Afraid 60, yeah. And I was like, this thing is literally the worst cruiser in the game when reload booster isn't up. It doesn't do anything.
Yeah, so,
like
so my YouTube title wasn't in full caps, but I titled it this way. I said situational but fun. I think that's okay. I think to say.
Yeah, it is. It's literally situational but fun. But there were some other YouTubers who literally were like, the entire screen was like, oh my god, what the fuck? And then this thing is so overpowered, and I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, are you fucking serious, man?
GG, I guess.
Yeah, GG, I guess.
Everything Wargaming releases is turbo broken and overpowered, no matter what it is.
Yeah. And that thing was apparently really overpowered, and I played it and I was like, yeah, this thing is pretty fun, but it's not very good.
Yeah, in the situations where you don't get the booster, it's kind of like not that good.
Yeah, and the
That's
best part was
Hindenburg
one
reload
guy
with
who
this
like
sword.
made multiple videos of how overpowered it is. I actually went and looked at his profile, and it's his worst performing tier 10 cruiser.
Oh, that's
I
not,
was like,
that's not too bad.
I was like, okay, fair.
Nice. It's broken though. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yo, this Yamato or whatever the. Oh wait,
He's
that
so
Palmer's
dead.
dead. I think we don't go around on the Yamato because of the Shima.
Oh yeah, Shima's sitting
We
there.
killed the Palmer. We killed the Palmer. I think.
Yeah. Okay, I'm giving way too much broadside because I keep forgetting I'm not trying priority target.
The broadside to what, man? Palmer, dude, that thing doesn't have guns, man. What do you mean?
Why are you judging Palmer guns? They might be
You
super good.
crazy, man. You crazy. They have like a 50-second reload.
Are you popping Hydra? Oh yeah, you did. Good.
It's on. It's enabled.
Shima is so sad we didn't go around that way.
Yo, is this how you play Palmer or like what's up?
I mean, he's getting his secondaries in on the target. Can you judge? I can.
Oh my
He
god.
probably has more
Alright.
secondary hits than I do. How
Look,
broken
think
is
about it
Palmer?
this way. Palmer guns. Look, think about Kearsarge. Kearsarge has like the same reload almost as Palmer, except with God tier gun.
This is interesting. Oh, I need to turn right, otherwise I'm gonna get torqued by this Shima. Oh, what is this Shima doing? He's
I'm
going
getting
into your
torqued by this
secondary.
Shima.
Why is he in your secondary range? Is that good?
He missed all the torps, by the way, because I'm gonna press W, and apparently that's an exploit or something. Oh, nice Hindenburg, by the way. The Shima's just getting secondary. I haven't shot him once, and he's lost
Oh, my secondary
half his
refused to
HP.
shoot. There we go. Back secondary shot a bit.
He's getting dumpstered by like bots.
Oh
Wait,
my
the
God.
Yamato's beaching?
Yeah, I know. I'm running so fast.
Enable
man.
speed.
Dude, where's my speed boost? Dude, that guy, holy shit. Imagine. Oh my god. Someone donated a potato song while we're watching this.
Oh, the one, the good one, the old one? From the old times?
Once it really.
You didn't sit him? I'll sit him, watch
One
me.
sit. Didn't get back sit. Oh no, I'm now returning, I think. No, I can shoot this
Oh, I
one
didn't get a
first.
sit of the room. You have Hydro, yeah.
Yeah, I popped it. Shima's gonna torque me, sure.
I'm gonna turn away, I guess.
Well, I can't.
Wait, why not?
Well, Yamato's gonna smash me if I turn away.
Dude, just risk the broadside.
A full gamer turn?
Yeah. If
Okay.
you die, it's my fault.
Yeah, true. There's the torps, I have to do it anyway, so. Okay, I'm dead. I'm actually dead. Okay,
Yeah, you
never
died.
mind. Holy shit. Is this what potato armor feels like? How,
Yes,
what
you
the
turn
hell?
If you turn full
What?
broadside, normally you don't get like this. Like, what?
Oh my god.
What?
That's incredible. How does that work? This is a 52 in my second.
I mean, that's why I told you to turn, because it's nothing's gonna happen. Hello?
How this game is interesting for sure, man. Dude, this guy is having such a good time. Like, zoom in and look at this guy. Look at this guy. How much fun he's having. Oh my
Stop
god.
the challenge, by the way.
He's having so much fun right now.
How much damage are you on?
120.
Double Slava's challenge? Thoughts? Is that good? Or?
Oh my god, this said 52. Holy shit.
Please.
Oh no. Is that fun to be on the receiving end, by the way? Dude, what can it? Whoa, I'm turning like an ape. I didn't realize
You're
the Shima was still
trolling,
torping me. Yeah,
No,
I'm
you're
throwing.
trolling.
I'm throwing.
Look at this guy. And they run out of range right after you eat them.
Yeah, I ate one. Just to get some AR, that's it.
It's okay, I outspot this cruiser. We're fine.
Oh, the St. Louis.
I
Nice
missed
volley.
because I missed.
Nice
'cause I'm
volley.
really
That was a
bad.
really
Shut
that
up,
was
shut
a
up.
big amount of damage.
Shut
Holy
up.
wall. That St. Louis really felt that volley, man.
Shut up.
Jesus. Is that how you use main guns? Wow, that guy got
Is that how you
Devastated.
use main guns? I don't know, man. I kinda suck at main guns, to be honest. And torps.
Okay, my volley was really good as well. Really
Dude, you're really
powerful.
good, man.
Yep. It was a strong volley for sure. This is why I need AI controlled
Nice.
ammunition.
Right?
Make up. To make up
This is
for
what I
my...
built for the
yeah.
bots to play for me, man.
Right.
Dude, look at the shells in the sky. Wow.
Mm.
How many shells there are, bro?
Here we
Alright, let's
go.
go for
I'm
the
gonna, yeah, I'm gonna
Soyuz.
turn right, rush these guys. Mm.
Oh, I'm turning away. I'm just gonna secondary him while walking away.
Yeah, I'm turning in.
Okay, I can't because there's a Des Moines.
It's Des Moines though. I'm not sure what he's doing.
He's gaming.
Yeah, that was interesting. He sees me coming and he's like, now's my time to shine. Oh, there's a Montana. Am I dead? There's a sniping Montana. I have to get behind the island. Okay, I'm fine now. Can this guy push up a bit more so my secondaries can reach him?
Actually, I'm gonna secondary the
switching
Thunder because I
Thunder,
pin him
yeah.
everywhere, yeah.
Right, he's gonna melt. I'm still secondarying, is that fair?
Dude, this guy gets pinned everywhere on his body. He's done.
Dude, he's gonna melt so fast. Holy shit.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no, he's half HP in like 20 seconds. Very good.
He damage gone while under that fire. Interesting. Damn, he's turning out. I need to get closer.
Damn, he's so good. He DCP'd.
Right. I need to close the distance. Keep him chase. Oh, Montana is. Montana is gonna fucking annihilate me. Montana's
Oh
gonna
shit,
kill
Des
me.
Moines. Might go dark.
Turning right left. Wait, what the fuck are these? I think. Is that Yoshino 20s? I might be being outskilled from every torpedo in the game right now. Okay, I want to go push this Soyuz next. Interesting. Minotaur is charging out. We're gonna go hunt Montana next. Oh, Montana is actually already within my second.
Okay, unironically, thinking about it, what does Gibraltar give over Plymouth?
I don't know. Super?
It doesn't get a super heal, it gets a 10k heal.
Oh,
Right? Hello?
I don't know. Whoa.
What? You're making me panic, man. I have
So
no
that
DCPs.
Soyuz is
left.
kind of scaring me. He might smash
Dude,
me.
it's a Russian ship. Don't be scared. We're Germans. Report the Schlieffen Whales. Yes. 'Cause
True.
I wailed for this. Yes. I spent so much money on my CC account.
Report them right now.
Dude, last time there was a guy in arms race. He was like, report the Harugumo. I'm the Harugumo. I had like 170k. It's like bad position and no support to the team. We were beating their team, by the way. We had 6 kills over their team.
I really need my heal, man.
Yeah. I need a brain, I think.
That too. I could use all of it. Fuck me. Oh, you backed off? What kind of pussy is this?
I have no
Oh my
DCPs
God.
left. Hello? I told you. I'm turning
Oh
away.
my god! Oh my
I
god,
told you
hello?
there's a Des Moines here. I got.
Oh my god, you're afraid of a Des Moines? What, you melted him?
No, but he's dark. Look.
Oh my god. If someone had else had shot that Soyuz so I could go nosing on the Montana, I would have smashed.
Nah, get fucked. Oh,
So in the first game,
yeah.
I get accused of cheating. In this game, it's whaling. Wait,
Well,
am I gonna torp the Des Moines by accident?
Well.
Wait. No, I forced him out. Look at that.
No, I
This
won't
is
shoot
team
him.
play. This is team play. Okay, you cannot not kill him right now.
I did. Ah!
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. What are these boys?
I miss. What can I do? Oh, the Montana got one shot and the Des Moines. What is happening now? Hey, how much damage did you get?
250.
No, actually,
Yeah, 250.
you're trolling.
No, it's called pushing in like a manly man.
Oh shit, you actually got 250.
Yeah, what do you have? What are you on?
Only 200. Shut up. Only 200.
Damn, that's Soyuz as well. He was full broadside. I only got one sit. If I got into, I would have smashed the Montana. Unfortunate.
Holy fuck, Yoshino's broken. It shot me from so far away.
This Yoshino was farming me as well. He's sitting back there with the spotter plane. It's pretty interesting for sure.
Sputter plane range mod gamer.
Cheating whales. Imagine. The worst combination. The guys with never-ending money and cheating.
I have no torps left. I have no DCPs left. I have no heals left. But I have 200k.
Yeah, but you get
And I have a
100k
high
health and 3 heals.
What do you mean?
Look at your health. You're ticking for 120 per second.
Oh, you're right. You're right. We're gaming.
Pitiful pay to win game. Who's this guy who's so mad? The Mogador. Oh, that's him.
Bro.
Yeah, because Schlieffen really just so overpowered, man.
You can't play against it, man. I told you, man. It's too strong. You
Just
cannot play
broken.
against it, man.
Broken.
Look at these
750
people.
secondaries.
They're just suffering, man.
How did you top the scoreboard above me with
Because
your
I'm better.
sniping, base camping, spotter plane, range mode gameplay? How the hell
Because
did that
I
do?
didn't only shoot battleships.
Oh
Remember at Gemma,
my
I
God.
dumpstered them.
Oh my
Hello?
god.
Oh my god.
My secondaries actually beat my main guns. Nice. They did 126k. My main guns did 123. They actually beat my main guns.
I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try this super turbo broken ship.
10-minute game, 250. Seems good. How broken is Schlieffen? You were reported! Oh my god. The no fire prevention, no priority target, broken ass Schlieffen combination.
Get fucked.
Stop cheating, Schlieffen guy, man. What I'm actually looking forward to is the entire new German line and the huge battle, Royal Navy battle cruiser. Right, let's start it off. We can start off with the Germans. We can actually start with the premium Schönberg. What is this equipment? What is special about it? 150, 7-second reload, 16.5 at tier 6, that's pretty okay. 8 km torp, 65, 11.9 range and speed, 36, yeah, it seems pretty standard. Depth charges, of course. What do you have? Classic damage, heal, tier 6 with heal? Tier 6 with heal? A German tier 6 with heal. What the hell? And it has speed boost, 8%, but it doesn't have smoke and it doesn't have hydro. What the hell? So it doesn't have smoke and it doesn't have hydro. So are they hoping it's gonna be some sort of gunboat? But it only has 36. With speed flag that's 37.8. With speed mod, that's probably going to be like, what, 38.3, I think? No, it's a bit more than that. But still, that's not a whole lot. It's going to be like 39 with speed boost and flag. That's not that much, though. That's still not going to be that much. How gunboat, open gunboating with that? That's going to struggle. Okay, let's see, is it very small? Range was 11.9. It's actually pretty big. Like look at the thickness on this thing. It's pretty damn thick. Flat booty. Really long ship in fact. It's got 8 torps. 4 guns. Is it 4 guns? Yeah, it's 4 guns. 8 torps, 4 guns. No smoke. Karl von Schönberg. With that speed and that size, How the hell do you open water gunboat on this thing? Isn't it just Gaeta? Looks very similar. It's 8 km torps. It's 8 km torpedoes. 13.7, 65. Like, the speed is fine, the damage is okay, it's tier 6. The torps are actually pretty decent. 7-second reload on guns, that's not too special. Anything about the armor? Tier 61 torps, yeah. 16mm plating, so nothing special there. Interesting. 7-second reload on 4 guns is pretty terrible DPM, to be fair. Like, it's just pretty terrible DPM. It's 150s though. If it gets decent AP pen, you could technically smash low tier cruisers pretty hard. Because they don't really have any armor, so if you have anything resembling decent pen, sure. 3.7k citadel damage is quite significant. I mean, that's 7.4 for 2 citadels. Potentially you're doing 15k with 4 cits, which on lower tier cruisers is a shit ton. But I'm not sure about the mobility. It seems pretty questionable. Expecting good pen on German DDs, yeah, it's a bit iffy. You honestly, you have no idea what the pen is gonna be like. It can be like ZF6, which has complete junk pen, or it can be something like the Schultz. Suddenly they decided to give it really good pen. I don't know. Seems questionable. The consumables indicate open water gunboat, but the gunpowder and the size and speed that indicates the opposite. So I don't know. Rough one. Rough one to decipher. We'll see what they do with it. Von der Tann. The new German line then. 283s, so very much battlecruiser guns. 36.5k, which for tier 3 isn't bad. 14.3k range, not too bad either. 27.5 knots. My god, this thing is gonna be fast among the low tiers. That's so fast. Like, everyone else is crawling along at like 20 knots, 21, 22. This thing is doing 27.5. With speed flag, it's going to be really fast. That's actually very fast. And fast damage got 10-second duration, 40-second cooldown, 4 stacks, and standard heal. Good lord, that is a squat-looking thing, though. Wow, the firing angles are probably going to be really iffy. Getting a full broadside is basically going to mean a give, or getting all guns off is going to mean to give a full broadside. So most of the time you're realistically probably only going to be using 3 turrets. That's a low bridge though. Not a whole lot of superstructure here. And if it's, look at, I can already see, you see this shape here? That's going to be an icebreaker the size of a planet. Yep. But this is all 16. It doesn't have the insane armor of the low tier Soviets, where they were just immune to HE. In fact, there's quite a bit of stuff that you can farm with HE on this thing. There's quite a bit of stuff you can farm with HE on this thing. 25 here, upper belt, 200mm. Oh, is it turtleback? 80mm nose, so very much can push in a. There is a turtleback, 50mm turtleback. And the citadel is also very low in the water, actually. Oh yeah. So this thing is probably not gonna get citadel. And it's gonna be quite fast. Fast damage con. Could be interesting. Could be interesting for sure. Problem is, of course, the shell catching secondaries, the casemates. You really don't want these kind of shapes in World of Warships. It just ends up eating a bunch of random pens. So 27.5, that's fast. That's very fast for the tier. Very fast for the tier. And we have Moltke. Another real ship. Well, the angle of the turtleback is the O class. Oh, that's not good. The O class turtleback gets citadel. That's actually not good. That's a bit of an oof. Still 283s. 28-second reload. 40.8k. Actually has some AA. Hog you. 15.4 cam range. 28.4 speed. damn, these things are fast. These things are fast for low tier. That's 29.8 with speed flag. This thing is doing 30 knots with speed flag at tier 4. That's pretty nutty actually for tier 4. That's cruiser speed at tier 4. I wish they would allow us to grind this line, so you could actually get to experience it in low tier. But you know, Wargaming is gonna do their classic monetization bullshit where, oh, buy our totally not gambling crates for a chance to get the tier 9 ship and skip the entire grind and skip everything and just play our fantasy ships. So they're gonna sell the ships. They're not gonna grind them at all. So classic. Are you gonna play at all? You can't play them. Fast damage control. Repair party. Only.
Okay, folks, how you doing? Listen, we're gonna go back live into a game, and I finished a game with the Yoshino. Let's just go to the live screen. Finished a game with the Yoshino. It ended up being a loss, but the whole reason why I'm doing it is trying to get naval battles for the clan. Now, I think I may do a game in the Henry now. Let's see if I got what I needed for the Yoshino. I don't know, because it was a... Oh, yeah, I did. Sometimes when you get a loss, you know, it changes everything considerably. So let's look again. For 1 game, 2 stars, I think it's also, yeah, French cruiser. Cruiser's my game. So let's go to the Henry IV. We're going to go in game with the Henry. It's been nerfed from its original state, but it's still a good ship. I like cruisers. Cruisers are my game. And let's, where is the Henry? There's the Henry. Okay. Let's throw a captain on him. Who are we going to throw on? Our Colonel? Our Colonel captain. Oui, monsieur. Okay. Let's see if we can throw some more flags on this ship. Yes or no? Maybe if we get a CV. Okay. Random battle. Tier 10 French cruiser. Henri IV. Henri IV, monsieur. Oui. Okay, any questions, comments, opinions, just throw in chat. Really appreciated. And remember, Bob's your friggin' uncle. Bob's everybody's uncle. Why is that? Because we standardize things, nobody can be offended. So that's how Bob became everybody's uncle. Okay, so we got tier 10 CVs, which are aircraft carriers on each side. Only 2 destroyers. Or 1 destroyer each side, and friggin' submarines. I hate friggin' submarines. What can you do? Let's look at the map. Okay, I gotta go A just to shore up the flank. Let the team know. But yeah, I gotta go A just to shore up the flank. Otherwise, the people on the port side flank are just going to get friggin' sidewinded. Probably should update the commander skills, but But here's the other thing.
Acknowledged.
You know, they do a commander rework. They don't give you enough time to friggin'... You get so many ships in port, you don't have enough time when they do that to reconfigure everything. You know, they think you've got nothing else to do but that. Friggin' morons. Warships just got to get a little more into an understanding of their player base. Mind you, this type of game has probably a high turnover rate or churn rate. Let's look at 20.6 on our main battery guns for range, which isn't too bad. That Yamato can nail us from here. We got to watch out for the Venezia. Now we do have torps on this ship as well. Or do I? Do I? Yeah, we do. There's the Venezia. That was a good shot on his part.
Engine boost activated.
Now we got somebody else shooting here. Probably a Minotaur.
Enemy battleship sighted.
We have a Minotaur here? The other team? Maybe. I don't know. Should have paid more attention, folks. Yammy's shooting at me. Everything's shooting at me. We got to get out of here. Just not enough help on this side. Not enough help on this flank. Come on, Conqueror, get out of the way, buddy. I gave everybody enough targets to shoot at. Oh, there's a Stalingrad there, too. Interesting.
Enemy battleship detected. Enemy cruiser detected.
Gotta watch. I don't want to torp my own Montana. Don't want to torp the Montana. Gotta heal up some more or I'm not gonna last, boys.
All stations reporting the position of strategic target.
I'm freaking going way over like that. Friggin' Yammy got turned around so fast. Gotta watch these torps. Got a fire on the Yammy. Guy's shooting at me. Oh, noes. Oh, noes. Same with the Stalingrad. Cool. I get some fires in the Stalingrad. Gotta watch this friggin' Yammy though.
Requesting assistance.
Yeah, he nailed me pretty good. Not much I can do. Where's the rest of our team on this flank? I gotta get out of Dodge here, boys.
Enemy battleship sighted.
Oh shit, wrong button. Wrong button. Gotta go the other way.
Enemy cruiser detected.
I'm just gonna stay on the rail. It's gonna be hard for them to hit me. Allow my guns to get around.
Engine Engine boost deactivated.
Stalingrad's healed himself. He's gonna have a hard time nailing me. We're down 2 ships, they're down 1. Still close. Stalingrad's well angled. Gonna nail me there. That hurt. Ooh, that hurt. Yeah. So we got nobody spotting on this side. Now, one shot by the Stalingrad, I'm toast. Gotta try and get off this rail. Still friggin' on it, can you believe it? Holy crap, man. Let's go, folks. Come on. Holy crap, man. Excuse me. Well, we got the, we're down 3 to their 1. We got the Witherer. Mind you, we're hurting. We don't have much HP left and 1 heal left. I don't know if we can hit the Stalingrad from here or not. It's going to be close. Gotta get in closer. Yamato, yeah, got a non-pen on him. Oh, you got a friggin' non-pen with HE. What the frig?
The enemy team has taken the lead.
Non-pen with HE. What a bunch of bullcrap.
Enemy submarine spotted.
Enemy submarine, huh?
Enemy battleship sighted. Enemy cruiser sighted.
Let me get this friggin' yammy. Ah, we finally got it. Cool. Got the arsonist flag. He's shooting back. This is going to be a tough one, folks. He missed with all but friggin' 1, eh? 4,500 almost. Holy crap, holy. Okay, so things are looking tough for our team here. Okay. We gotta leave Dodge here.
Activated.
How are we gonna do this? Got a guy going at A. We should try and help him out, but let's work here on this side. Got no choice. Between the Venezia and the Zal. You gonna get a shot on me? Yeah, he is, bugger. Yeah, they got 3 caps. They're gonna friggin' toast us.
Torpedoes to starboard.
Torpedoes. Oh my. Gotta see if I can get a nail this friggin' Zao.
Enemy battleship detected. Enemy cruiser sighted.
Come on, each side of them, give me a friggin' break, man. What the frig gives? Oh, I'm gonna be toast soon, boys. I'm gonna be toast soon, lads. Just the way it's gonna be. I got 536 HP, which is not good.
Problem solved, sir.
Yeah, we're toast. Okay, what are you gonna do? What can you do? Live in a shoe. Good game, though. No matter how you slice it, that was a good game. So they still have 3 caps. We have no hope in friggin' you know what. And it's going to freeze over before we do. And we're just in bad shape. Guys are right in the middle. Bad position. Friggin' right on the B line up to AB, you know, so you're in a bad position there. That way you get nailed from each side. You never want to get into the center and have a crossfire on you. It's the worst position you can be in. Together, they should probably all slide over to the C cap or in that direction and just kite the ships coming from A and deal with the Salem, who should be near dead, or they can take out very easily at C. So, as well as the Venezia. You know, I got some hits in the Venezia, and this is where the Midway's hanging out based on what we see here now. Never underestimate the importance of flanking, folks. That's it. That's the key aspect of the game. You get that right, you're going to win a lot of games. But it requires all 12 guys being on the same script. And that's where it's an issue, because in random, you don't have voice comm between other team members, and communication's one of the most key elements overall. So we managed to get 1 kill. And 18 defended, 13 fires. We did well in the fires department. Got an arsonist. And we got a witherer. Okay, let's see how we did overall. Number 2 overall. Cool. Do I have enough for Naval Battles? 1348. The problem with the loss is your received XP is friggin' way lower than if it was a win. Oh, well, what can you do? Okay, folks, I'm signing off for the day. I'd like to thank you for watching. We'll be back live next Saturday and Sunday, 10 a.m. New York time. So everybody, you stay safe, be good, sending you my love, because COVID-19 is not over with yet. So stay healthy. Your health is priceless. Stay safe, and we'll talk to you all soon. Take care, folks. Thanks for watching, and be good.